You mentioned once that your family's agnostic. What was it like growing up in a non-religious household?
It was a little different from like literally everyone I knew. I felt like I was like kept out of like some big secret. God and all that. And I went and asked my dad what God was.
Really?
And he said it's a belief that people have that there's something higher than humans that dictates, life and the way it goes. And then, he showed me everything. He didn't push me into stuff. He didn't push me away from stuff. And basically left the choice up to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I still haven't answered the question. So.
And in a way, are you kind of glad that he left that up to you? And
totally. I mean, I don't, at this point, the way my dad is like a fucking facts guy.
Yeah.
Like that is like, if I'm like, when I was like, I'm a musician, he's like, how much money have you made? And I'm like, okay, I'm not a musician. Mm-hmm. And so he's like really just like a rationale person. So that's helped me a lot having that, in the house where there's like, for us, there was no faith for him to be like, to blame stuff on a higher power or anything like that. Our house was logic, ration, and science. So like, if you didn't fucking figure your shit out, it's your fault. So that's kind of like, that always like lit a fire under my ass. It's like stems from a lot of, and my dad is like, I can never fucking keep up with the guy. He's got like 3 master's degrees, 2 bachelor's degrees, published author. He's met with the prime minister and the president because he's the first person to ever translate Tamil text, Mandarin text into Tamil.
Wow.
In the world.
That is insane.
I know.
And so how do you, growing up, right, your dad is diplomat, translating languages, and you want to become a musician. When that first began, was that rocky for your relationship?
No.
What was that like?
I don't think so. I think they actually pushed me to be more proactive about it than I would have expected. Mm-hmm. So there's a part of my life that we skipped over, which was high school. In high school, I lived in the Fiji Islands.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, really random.
Jesus.
It's not as fancy as it sounds. It's actually a very impoverished country. And 40% of the population is Indian.
What?
Yeah. Bet people don't fucking know that. Fucking Fiji water made by brown people, dude.
We export everything.
Yeah, man. That's actually their only export out of Fiji.
Really?
Kind of crazy. Like one of very few exports out of Fiji is the water.
Like we're on an island. I mean, what's around us?
Yeah, pretty much. Right. They fucking made money out of that shit.
So what was that like?
It was just weird. That was one of those places that I lived where I was just like, I don't even like, no, it's so far removed from the rest of the world. Mm-hmm. Like it's part of that oceanic region, right? Yeah. So like New Zealand, Fiji, and Australia are kind of grouped together a lot of the time because they're all like Polynesian countries. But Fiji specifically has a 40% Indian population, which is fucking bizarre. So when I was going to high school in the Fiji Islands, there's a local radio station. It's like the biggest, it's pretty much like the Hot 97 of all of Fiji. Yeah. So in high school, everyone by that time knew that I was like trying to fucking be a rapper or whatever. And, most people thought it was cringe because it kind of was. And I was like making tracks at home, blah, 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 blah. And I just like would burn CDs of my music back when that was like a fucking thing. And they had a contest at the radio station. And I was like, oh, this contest is so stupid. I'm not going to do this because the radio always plays pop. And I'm about that real, like, conscious hip-hop shit. Because I was dumb and stupid. And then my dad was like, I'm going to be really upset if you don't go submit your music.
Wow.
So I was like, fuck. So he drove me there. And he took me there. And I submitted my CD. And I fucking won. And they started throwing my music into rotation.
Wow.
And then they would just literally throw random shit I had in like rotation. Like I would just go there sometimes after school and like I became friends with like the show hosts and everything. And I would just like give them my CDs and they'd be like, yeah, this is a banger. And they would just like play it on like the fucking national radio station.
And so you're the cringy rapper in high school. After that gets on the radio station, how does your high school
Then it's not
change?
so cringy.
Were you like, did you like get that reception at school too? Like, oh, I heard you on the radio, dude. Like
a little bit, but it's like, it's not like, it's obviously not like, it's the, you know, it's Fiji. And I think like a lot of the kids were like aware that there was like a little bit of, you know, big fish in a small pond syndrome over there, right? It's not really, there's really no like arts industry over there. So, but it did boost my ego, which was necessary at the time, I think.